Welcome back to my YouTube channel ministryofdevops.com. In last video we discussed about how we used our local VS Code as our local code generation copilot with the help of Code GPT plugin and hosting Ulama locally. In today's video we are taking a next step and we are going a step further, and what we will be doing is we will be running multiple models in our local home network. That means we will be running a couple of models on my local laptop, we will be running few models on my another laptop, and we will try to access both the models API through a proxy server. How our local architecture look. You can see our local home network. I have two laptop 1 and laptop 2. On laptop 1, I have installed the proxy server. I have used Lite LLM proxy server. On my that laptop 1, I'm running Llama 2 and Pi 3 model. On my laptop 2, I'm running Llama 3.2. So let's move forward and see how we can access all these models API by hitting a single proxy server APIs, right? And we also see some of the advantages of using the proxy server. Models behind the proxy server gives you several advantages. Even though I am doing this experiment on my local home network, think it from the wider perspective where in your organization you can run your models where there is a restrictions of where there is a restriction, you can't make egress internet calls, right? And you want to tween your models locally within your organization. Even beyond, if you think beyond just running the models, think it from the scalability perspective where you are hosting several models. You have created an ecosystem where people across your organization push the models, train the models at a one central place, right? And you want to implement RBAC controls, IP address filtering, you want to spend tracking, budgets tracking, you want to do a load balancing, routing, fallbacks, you want to do a observability thing on the spend of your API calls, right? You want to implement guardrails, right? You want to implement caching, you want to modify or reject the incoming request or post call rules, right? So all these things are possible using the LLM gateways or LLM proxy servers, right? We will in our upcoming videos we will cover each topic in detail, but for now we will just see how the basic functionality of the proxy server, how it works, and how we can access these models. Look onto the steps which we are going to do today to complete our today's home lab. We will install Ulama locally and then on my another laptop. We will run the required models. We will then install the Lite LLM proxy server. We will then configure the Lite LLM config file to ensure that all the models are accessible behind the proxies, and then we will run sample calls in our VS Code. The more advanced features of the LLM proxy server we will discuss in upcoming episodes. So let's start. So in the previous video we discussed how we can install the Ulama locally. So moving forward from there, if we see, I'm running these two models. So let's run both these models. Ulama run Pi 3, and in another window let's run Llama 2. Now we can see our both the models are running, right? The next step for us is to install the Lite LLM proxy server. If we go onto the site, here are the steps to install the Lite LLM proxy server, you simply have to do a pip install light LLM proxy. I have already installed this, so I will show you. If you do this, I have already installed the light LLM. Now what I simply need to do is I can start the light LLM server using this, but let me first show you my another laptop as well, where I have already installed the another where I am already running a model on my another laptop. Let me go to that. So for that, what I need to do is go connect to the server. This is my another laptop. I'm just VNCing to it. I will be signing in there, and you can see I'm here, right? So similarly, if I run Olama list, I'm running these models already, and if you see, the IP address for my this system is 192.168.1.194, which is different from the previous one, right? So here also I will run Olama run llama 3.2. So now this is running. Let's go back here. So if I show you the config, how I have done the configuration. So what I've done is I've defined a model name Pi3, and the params for the light LLM proxy is the model Olama Pi3. The light LLM proxy server supports the Olama and Pi model Llama 2 and Llama 3.2. So similarly, for the second server which I'm running locally, the entries looks pretty similar. For the third one, what I've done is I've given the name, model name Llama 2 remote model, and in a parameter I pass the IP and the port number for my another laptop where my another model is hosted. And there are few settings which you need to do on my another laptop to ensure that my another laptop can can talk to my remote laptop, right? Because by default what happens is when you start your Olama model, by default the environment variable is only set up for the local host. So to connect to for the remote connection, you need to set up the IP for the remote control, for the remote connections as well. And because I'm not using any API key, so I will just have to mark an entry like API key none. Now I will save this configuration and I will run this. Now once I run this, you can see all the three entries are visible at Phi3 Llama 2 model and Llama 2 remote model. So if you are from a central team and you are hosting so many models, you just have to provide these abstract names, right, to your end users. So we will go through all these discussions of scaling and how to productionize this in a real environment later. But for now, you can see that now my proxy is started, right? Now if I open my VS Code, right, and currently my model is Llama remote model, right? If I send a request, what's your name, it start processing it and it gives the response, I don't have a personal name. You can see that you can also see a log here. You can also change the log settings for light LLM in the debug mode and whatsoever. And we will see all these details, advanced things in our further episodes, right? Now to do the another thing, what we can do is, if I want to talk to Pi 3 model, let's copy it from here, and I will just paste it here and see, I'm Pi. You can see the response. Similarly, if we go to the Llama 2 model, we copy it from here and we put the details here. Hello, my name is Sherlock Holmes. So you can see that using the proxy server, using the same proxy, we can connect to the different models. And if from the scalability perspective and the productionization reusability perspective, if you see this provides a great number of features, as I said earlier, right? From RBAC to rate limiting to tag based routing. I mean, you name it, it have it, right? So, and definitely we will go all of these topics in future, right? But from the scope of this video, I think let's finish here. I hope that it has added some value in your knowledge, and it will be a step towards learning the generative AI concepts. And it also helps you as a DevOps, what are the things we can own in this generative AI journey, right? So hopefully you guys have liked my video. Please share this video. If you have any feedback, any suggestions, do comment. And if you like, please subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. Thanks you for the watching it. Thanks guys.